C10 Talk, episode 118. The one and only Ringbrothers. Jim and Mike Ring from Spring Green, Wisconsin. Welcome to the C10 Nation, fellas.
We like it because we like them. So you just don't have to recreate just to recreate. I think that's the biggest thing with builders is you don't have to change a grill, a dash just to change it. If it was cool, leave it cool.
Damn, son.
Welcome to C10 Talk, your C10 truck podcast. Here's your host, Ronnie Wetch.
All right. C10 Nation. Get down fever, get down week, Tuesday, and we've got the Ringbrothers. So cranking it out and then jump downstairs to wrap up Yellowstone and get ready for the Get Down, the 8th annual Dino's Chevy Only Get Down right here in Phoenix and a new location, Big Surf. So we'll hit some of those details here in a bit. Just wanted to kind of get things rolling here. Again, honored and stoked to have both Jim and Mike on the show. Got some time to talk to them last year at SEMA 2017, and then they brought their K5 Blazer out this year, which it was stunning. And what they do is high-level stuff. Now, this podcast we were able to do on the main stage of the and this podcast, we were able to do this up on the MagnaFlow, kind of the main stage of their audio podcast booth area. Now, it was Friday, so the voices were crackling and the voices were tired. For some reason, I'm not sure why, because I have listened to the other interviews that I did. The audio was a little bit better. So, unfortunately, the audio is at times a little rough. At the beginning, it seems to be worse than as we kind of get going. But work through that because it was a lot of fun. And as I listened to it, I thought there would probably be a little bit more K5 Blazer talk, but I think we just kind of chopped it up and some fun, little bed in there and just kind of chilling. And one thing that really is kind of fun for me as the host, I guess, is I really do enjoy talking to these guys and what they have to offer. Very high-end builders, but really down-to-earth guys. And we had Enrique. Enrique is he's a local guy here. What's cool about Enrique is he had met Mike. He had met Mike last year, I think, and he was just kind of hanging out with us at the booth and getting ready, and he's like, okay, guys, just want to say hi and then get ready to roll out. And I was like, dude, jump up on stage. And it was cool to have him up there and just kind of offer up a little bit of insight. And, we were just hanging out. It was a good time. People were actually kind of standing around, and we were able to catch up with both those guys, and it's always a good time. And they're going to have some really, obviously you'll hear from the interview, some killer stuff in 2019. So SEMA 2019 for the Ringbrothers is going to be busy. I'm sure they're looking forward to the holiday season and then just hitting it very, very hard, getting everything ready for what will turn around and be 2019. It's probably no time off for those guys. All right, so let's see here. Dino's Get Down starts everything Thursday is the Mixer. That's going to be at Club Social or Social Box, and that's out 7th Street in Missouri. I did post that on Instagram. Follow along with Krista, Chevy Only Krista, their website, Facebook, all the different social media. For you guys coming out today, tomorrow, and Thursday, please drive safe. Please enjoy the trip and have fun. Dino, is expecting just record number of people that are going to attend this year, obviously, and then good guys all weekend. So Thursday, the Mixer, Thursday night. Friday, they Get Down. Gates open at 1. If you're a vendor, you can get in a little earlier than that. I think Dino's saying like 11, but guys will probably be there even a little earlier. So gates will open at 1 for everybody else. He is going to do the parking by years, more so by era. So 60 to 66, you guys are going to be on the south side, 67, 72, and then work on our way north, the squares, and then on up for all the Chevy only trucks, and trying to kind of organize all that. So we'll see how it goes. There is an overflow area if at all it is needed. We were out there earlier shooting those little videos, and it's going to be a good time. It's got a vendor set up, kind of a midway for the vending and the food, and it's going to be busy, but it's no longer at the appliance warehouse shop because you guys are awesome, and the movement is awesome, and it just kind of outgrew itself. So the 8th annual Get Down, Dino's Chevy Only, Friday the 16th, good times ahead. 8:30 in the morning, we're going to meet up at Switch Suspension for the cruise. We'll head right up on the 101 there, up to Good Guys. So I bet 8:30 in the morning, and we'll probably leave a little after 9, get on up there, and we have a pretty good route. If you're coming from the south side, you can kind of take Raintree, get off, and come around the backside of Westworld instead of going into the main way. It's a lot more congested, so that should work out to our benefit as well. We will have maps there for the cruise, and then Saturday night is the after party at Twin Peaks, and that's in the Host Hotel parking lot, which is the Phoenix Camelback Marriott, and that Twin Peaks is on like Camelback and 22nd, 24th right there. And we'll pack that place up at 7 p.m. and have dinner and drinks and hang out, and then whatever happens after that at Saturday night is on you or on us, I guess. We're all going to have a good time. And then Sunday, get some breakfast and head on home. So whether you got a flight or start driving, just kind of move on out from there. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, good times ahead. Get Down fever. Looking forward to it, and looking forward to everybody that's coming in and enjoying the weekend. So hopefully I can get Yellowstone put back together, and that's the plan. As soon as I get off the mic here, going to head down and continue to try to button that truck up. Had that thing tore apart before C10's in the trailer park, and just didn't get on it because we got so much going on here. SEMA, the house remodel, so on and so forth. Thanks to all that have continued to help me. Johnny G and CA Goose, the Goose, Chad, my buddy, and couldn't do it without you guys' help, so thanks for that. This show is going to be brought to you by none other than Brothers Trucks, brotherstrucks.com. For any 47 to 87 Chevy or GMC restoration parts, that's where you go. So you check them out online. They've got their videos, the tutorials, the website is updated, and anything you need from brakes to steering to parts, interior, exterior, lights, regulators, all the different things that I've been buying from these guys for over 20 years, brotherstrucks.com. Make sure you sign up for their seasonal catalog as well. Follow them on social media, Facebook and Instagram. Also, this show is going to be brought to you by Dakota Digital. Dakota Digital, RTX, their retro classic style was a hit at SEMA 2018. They had them there, and we've talked about that, and you've got Greg and you've got Scott. I think Scott's coming out to Good Guys. He'll be at the show, so we'll talk to him. But you've got the VHX, you've got the RTX, which is their new retro, and the HDX as well. So you've got the digital style, you've got the ability to interface with your phone and look at all these different things, but then you've got the retro look. So when you're looking to upgrade those old faded gauges, think Dakota Digital, dakotadigital.com. Also, today's going to be brought to you by Pro Performance. Travis at AZ Pro Performance, what a stud. He built his 64 Suburban, and that was out there at SEMA. That was kind of a bare brakes vehicle that was one of their outside vehicles, and he's got a lot of what they do on display with that Suburban. I know he sent me some pictures last night. They did the actual custom trim package on that Suburban, and that's going to be, I think, very well received. He sent some kind of snapshots to me. I've been kind of hitting him up like, I want to see it because that wasn't offered on a Suburban, and now they're going to have that on his Bourbon. They cut down some truck trim, so that white with the trim on his kind of Palo Verde style green is gonna pop, and it's gonna look really good. So AZ Pro Performance brakes, they've got their brake kit, they've got Bear brakes, they sell Willwood, they sell just about everything from AccuAir to Chop and Block to Curry. Anything you're looking to upgrade from stock and you're changing something, then think Pro Performance, azproperformance.com. Last one is going to be CPP. If you're looking to upgrade your suspension, your steering, you need to think about CPP. You want their legendary modular spindles. You want to do some coilovers. A buddy of mine is getting ready to do a long to short conversion, and he's trying to decide, do I want to just go 4/6 spring, or do I want to go more of a coilover setup? I'm trying to talk him into the coilover setup. CPP's got their new coilover setup. We talked to Sadie a little bit about it, and it's one of those things that they're moving quick. They've got some specials on that. And you can always save 10% by just using code C10Talk. So use code C10Talk at checkout at classicperform.com. Also, for us, it's just CPP, but the website, classicperform.com. Get that catalog sent out. Get online. Check it out. Everything you need from shift linkage, steering, suspension components, motor mounts, they've got it, classicperform.com. I always enjoy having them, be involved with our shows, and good people. So we're happy to have all these sponsors. Thank you guys for listening, and thank those sponsors for supporting us. Please support the sponsors that support us. Let's see. Good news. So I want you to continue to share the show, and I want you to rate us, please. I'm trying to get to 400. Let's see where we're at today. But in the meantime, while I'm looking that up on the computer, let me scroll through this. We were selected for a beta test for Pandora. So I just got the email this morning that I can share this. This is one of those things where they wanted to keep it on the down low. They reached out. They said, hey, your pod has been selected. And I would honestly say that the reason why we were selected, you guys, is because of you. Because we're able to put out killer content, continuous killer content. I think they look at that and they enjoy that, hey, this guy's constantly putting out shows every other week for the last 4+ years. And they reached out to us. They said, C10 Talk, you've been chosen as somebody that we've selected. Do you want to be involved with this beta testing and this launch? So you got to go through and you got to look at a bunch of stuff and sign it and their agreements and everything else. And at that point, then they let you know, boom, you've been chosen. Good. And as of this morning, we are going to be on Pandora. Now, it's not something that you can get right now, but they are going to have it out. One of the key questions your listeners will have is, when will they be able to get your show on Pandora? And the short answer is sometime in December. So in December, we'll have a link. And for you Pandora listeners, which I listen to Pandora, you'll be able to stream or, get the show, probably download as well from Pandora. So obviously we're on Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Google Play, iTunes, and the more that we can just continue to branch out, the more that you, the C10 Nation, can enjoy the pod and listen, especially when you're driving around the country, attending cool shows and checking out awesome rigs. And for all you guys driving out to Phoenix or driving to Phoenix from East Coast, West Coast, North Coast, everywhere you're coming in for the Get Down, hopefully you're listening to this today. So continue to support the pod, support those that support us. Thanks for everything that you do. It looks like, I just looked at it, and then 355 reviews. Let's get that thing to 400. That's going to be my goal for the rest of 2018. Call to action, C10 Nation. Let's get those rate and reviews up to 400 for 2018. We'll be out at Dino's. We'll have a booth set up. We'll have a ton of our C10 Talk gear, our C10 Nation gear, the coffee cups, the new keychains, the kids shirts, the shirts for the hot wives and the girlfriends and the kiddos and everything that we have. We're bringing it out. So hopefully Yellowstone will be out there. Orange Slice will be out there. My nephew said he wants to drive it. So the 76, which is currently sun-kissed, but I'm thinking about selling it. If I don't sell it, it will become Orange Slice. So that's kind of a little update there. If you like Yellowstone is going on the market. If you like sun-kissed, it is going on the market. If I don't get what I think I want for sun-kissed, then I'm going to make sun-kissed Orange Slice. That is the plan. Oh, yeah, and Frito-Lay is still in the mix there, too. So a lot going on. My son's 66 as well, Snowball. He has been working on that and at least got it running to hopefully make it to his first get down at 16 years old. This has been his goal, and I am proud of him because he's working hard, and it looks like the 66 GMC, the truck he got from his grandfather, which came from my wife's grandfather, will be making it to its first get down. So the 66, the 76 sun-kissed for sale, but also not if it doesn't really sell. So if you're a long bed enthusiast and you don't want to see that truck get cut up to become Orange Slice, then come see me this weekend. And Yellowstone, time to move on. So if you like that thing and you want a big old camper to cruise around the country, It's going to have the new Holley intake, the 4L80, the GC cooling fans with the CR radiator, and that's what we're trying to wrap up. So that's my mission the next day and a half to get ready for the get down. All right, you guys, enough rambling from me. Thanks for supporting everything we do. Jim and Mike, if you happen to listen to this, thank you so much for your time. The elk steaks will be in the mail along with some new shirts. All right, guys, have a great week. Do what you do. Be safe out there. Thanks for tuning in to C10 Talk. Late. All right. Well, I think we're recording. So
Awesome.
Let's do an official intro here. We've got SEMA 2018 last day, finally Friday. And we're very happy to have both Jim and Mike back. Last year, we were able to sit down with you guys, get to know you guys from a different capacity. I was kind of talking to you from Roll Purple perspective. And now this year, we've got something else to talk about, which is pretty rad. I love this little rendering. It kind of takes me back to Christmas morning back in 1978.
Yeah.
And I'm picking up the Ertl box, or however, ERTLE, however I'm supposed to say that. But both the Ringbrothers, Jim and Mike, welcome back to the C10 Talk for me. Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's always
a blast.
It was memorable last year.
I think we talked more about hunting and snow and cheese curd. Now, I was over there at the unveiling, and I'm trying to remember. It was hauling ass and cheese, and we're all out of cheese or something like that.
Something like that.
I have no idea where that came from.
I was like, is that the new marketing campaign for the Ringbrothers?
We try anything.
Kicking ass and eating cheese, and we're all out of cheese. So what's been going on?
What's going on is my voice is gone.
Yeah, I hear
from
you.
SEMA.
I was hoping somebody could find mine, too.
Yeah.
Finally, Friday.
You know, it's been a weird year for us. We've obviously we usually come here with a few pieces of equipment, and this year we ended up bringing just the one, the K5, and next year we've got our hands full again. So we're trying to have 4 here next year. So
Does that feel good? I mean,
you know, it was nice to coast.
yeah.
I mean, seriously, it was awesome. We weren't as stressed out. It was just good.
Well, do you feel like you get to the point where you the expectation? I mean, let's just face the javelin. When you get to that level, it's almost like there has to be a breakover point, and the Ringbrothers and the reputation, the expectation, it's got to become a lot. It's got to be very heavy.
For me, it used to be, but now it's like I think people understand different budgets, different people, and you know, there's so many amazing builders here. So it's like, you know what? We're not the best builders. So it's like, you know, let the cards fall. And I thought I'd be really nervous that we were only bringing the Blazer and that it'd be a letdown. And for people like, oh, I can't believe that's all they brought, you know, but really kind of beyond that. For me personally, I'm not here to, you know, there's so many great people and you're not trying to steal anybody else's thunder. It's just, I don't know, you just feel a little bit in a better place as you get older. You don't sweat the things that you used to worry about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just, you know, everybody just does what they do, and we all know the people that, you know, Mike and I, like I said last year, live in a cornfield, and the people that we've had the opportunity to meet over a stupid car or truck is amazing, and then we met some great people. And
well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, obviously, you're included, but we truly have, and it was all about the people. Who the hell from Wisconsin gets to meet, you know, guys like Leno and Keanu Reeves and you know, all of the people that we've met, and all of the great builders that are here and the companies that are here.
People.
It's the people. It's always about the people. They'll never remember anything. They'll never remember a car, but they'll remember you.
Well, and that's how I met my buddy Enrique right here.
Yeah.
We were at a truck show. I remember the first time we met, and we met at a truck show, just a random truck show in Phoenix. And then you'll see people, and you're like, hey, what's going on? And you have this instant, somewhat of a bridge that's built, and a car does that, or vehicles. You know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think Mike would have a difficult time getting nervous or having any kind of anxiety or anything. The first time I met you, you said, "Oh, look at my phone." And you pulled out a flip phone and showed me your flip phone, and it said, "This is what I do." So you're a humble man.
Yeah, humble. Thanks. I still have the flip phone too.
I know you do.
Yeah, but his wife won't call him. She calls me.
That's the best part.
You can laugh all you want, but that's the truth.
Yeah. The irony of that is one of my. I think we even talked about it last year. Like yesterday, my Wisconsin buddy has got his flip phone, and he acts surprised when I call. He says, "Oh, Ronnie," and I'm like, Dick, how do you not know that it's me? Because it's like his old flip phone, and then he still has a recipe card with numbers in it in his wallet.
Oh, I don't have. That's awesome.
And I'm like, it's 2018.
I love that guy. Yeah. No wonder why.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Shit, Mike's so old. You got to put a dime in that thing to call him about.
I can't believe the battery still works. I mean, seriously. And I can go. I don't know. I really don't use it, but I know a week to 2 weeks on my battery.
That's awesome. That's
because
awesome.
Nobody calls you.
That's right. That's right. I even told my buddy yesterday, the guy from Wisconsin, he calls and I call him back and I said, hey, you called? And he goes, well, I left you I was going to leave you a voicemail, but it says your voicemail is full. And I said, yeah, we do that on purpose, so you have to text me because he won't text either. He's like, well, I can't see
you. You will not see me. I can't see you.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys.
You talk about them phones. I'll tell you a funny story. So obviously Mike and I grew up in the Midwest, and we had nothing. We had like nothing, and still don't. But so we got walkie-talkies for Christmas, and that was right around Smoking the Bandit time, and in the middle of Wisconsin, the only person I could talk to was him, his dumbass in the next room, and so I thought, man, I got to get some more power in this thing. I want to reach out and talk to some of these truckers. So went upstairs and grabbed an old lamp, cut the cord off of it, took the battery out of my walkie-talkie, wired the thing together, thinking I'm going to have all this power. That didn't work out so good. I plugged that thing in. And
somebody from the next county over.
Yeah. He thought he was talking to Mars.
I swore I was going to get out at least to Chicago with that thing, but
all of a sudden the FCC's picking up the boys up in Wisconsin.
That was funny stuff.
I think my train of thought was thinking when you and I were talking just a little bit in the booth, and you kind of said, well, we kind of came light this year. We came light. Well, you guys switched modes, really. First four-wheel drive, the K5 Blazer, and I kind of said
for that.
I kind of was like,
for one for you guys.
If you guys are coming in hot and you got to make, you're driving the Javelin, you're going 140 miles an hour down the road, and you got to make a right turn, you got to slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
If you're going to change direction. And that's what you guys did a little bit, right?
Oh yeah, we did, and it was so fun. It's just they're so cool. You don't have to do anything to them, right? I mean, why don't screw it up?
No,
that's what we're worried about.
They're rad ass,
right?
Yeah. And what you guys did with the Blazer, you add those little subtle things that you did, the Ringbrothers style. Obviously, the R's that you positioned were really neat. I picked up on that right away. The winch up front. Some of the interior stuff. I'm assuming, and we saw the unveiling, but I'm assuming that the client is very happy.
Yeah, he really is. Matter of fact, we got that job because he was down in it was a Barrett Jackson auction in Florida, and there was a K5 going through, a black one, and he ran it up to like 170,000. It ended up going for like 212, I believe, was the final.
That was
number.
all over the interweb when that happened.
Yeah.
Like, what?
And he was all over that, and then his wife was like screaming at him, going, "No, let's have Mike and Jim build this one." So they got off of it, and great guy, great couple. Hopefully they enjoy it.
Yeah. What's funny though is we've had obviously not my phone, but my wife through the shop, we've had a lot of inquiries already to purchase that thing, and I'm amazed that we get that usually after SEMA. You get a few, it's a car for sale, but it's a lot of inquiries about a Blazer, and it's not for sale. I really believe you laid out $1 million. I know that's ridiculous, but they have the ability to say no at even a number like that. I mean, it means that much to them. It's not for sale.
His watch is more than that.
So, wow.
Yeah. Wow. So what do you guys think now that you're in the the change of directions for a little bit? You took a little bit of a break. I know we know you're going to hit it hard. 2019, it's what you guys do. You're workers, but you got to take a little bit of a break, hopefully enjoy some family time.
Yeah.
And then
that was last year. There won't be any family time this year. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
We're not sure about, everybody, all the badass trucks are 2-wheel drive, and I'm not sure how to navigate the 4-wheel drive situation. That scares me.
I feel like it's going to come back. I think you're going to, because people continue to want to be different, so it's like, oh, well, that's a Chevy, I'm going to do a GMC. And I think that's a lot why a lot of the GMCs, whether it's a Jimmy or a Blazer, sometimes it's just that little change people really like because they want to see something different. I feel like it will personally, we're two-wheel drive slammed. It was airbags for so many years, like on the ground, scraping. Then it's like, well, let's go autocross. Let's bring it up a little bit, give it performance. And then I wonder, and I don't know if it'll go full on 4-wheel drive, but you'll see back to, in my mind, kind of like 1984 to 1988, maybe up to 90. Everything was high. Everything was big, flying high. The Toyota,
sure.
The 4, the 6-inch, the big tires, 35s. And I think I don't know. I don't know if we'll full on see that. I think some of those Broncos, the Blazers, those SUVs that you guys are looking at now, price goes up, top goes off type deal.
Right.
It's
we actually have 7 of these Blazers, and we bought one, and
wow,
I don't know, you just get bit, and everyone you see you buy.
It's like asking you guys about
finding one, and then we found 7. So I don't even know. Does any of you guys know the production on that Blazer? 71, 72.
Well, I know last time we talked, I think it's higher than what we talked about.
Is it?
Well, it's higher. But again, they're not that high. It's not
it's not Bronco numbers, is it?
I think they're up there. I think like a Scrambler is going to be real low, like a Jeep Scrambler. But the K5 Blazers, the 71, 72, I think 72 is the highest production of the Blazers, obviously, for that gen. And then when they went to 73, 74, and on up. I'll look it up. I know exactly a spot to find it, and I'll send it over to you.
Somebody was telling me that the 2-wheel drive ones are super rare.
In 71, right?
Very rare. 71? I had a 71 GMC 2-wheel drive.
Wow.
So how rare is that?
That was like it was under 1,000 that were produced.
Oh my God.
Are you kidding me?
I want to say it was like 800 and something 2-wheel drive GMC Jimmy.
And you sold it.
I sold it. I actually had it shipped out from North Carolina. I got it, and it was beyond my capacity at the time, even to this point now, because in my mind, I'm like, okay, I could mortgage half my house just in sheet metal. What ended up happening, and it worked out, I think I know where it's at, is I had another Blazer, and I was going to morph those two, keep the Jimmy, and the other Blazer as well was another 2-wheel drive Blazer. A lot of times what you'll see, and I think we talked about it, but you'll see the 4-wheel drive guys make them 2-wheel drive, which is easy to do nowadays, and so on, forth. But
I had one too like that.
Did you?
Yeah. I got out of the reservation.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Like $1,200.
Oh my God.
I haven't found one that cheap.
With a big block.
Oh jeez.
I think that 2-wheel drive, I paid $3,500 for it, and then shipped it out, and it was just not to the level
that you have.
Yeah, it was.
Was that a nice truck? I mean, rust-free truck or not?
No, that's why.
Basket case.
Yeah, it was. It was a basket, and maybe not a case, but it was a basket. Yeah, it was, and the potential was there. But we're still spoiled out there in Arizona, where Enrique and I are. They're still. But the thing about Arizona for the Jimmys, the Blazers, the Broncos, the Jeeps is they're there, but people use the shit out of them, the stuff out of them. Sorry, they use them all the time, and the rivers, the mountains, the high, the low. So to find one that was cherry is really
difficult,
really tough. And a lot of times, if you can find one that was restored in, back to that 88 to 92, 94, you find it like that, it's been done real tasteful. You can be like, okay, it's had one repaint, one resto. Right. Let's see what I need to go through. What the guys do, who restored it? Was a guy in his garage? Did he pay somebody? And kind of going from there.
And you told me last year that the second gen, which was the 73.
Yeah.
You told me that they did make some of them that the roof come completely off. Also, we talked about that.
3, 4, and 5. I have 2 of them. I have a 3 and a 5. 3, 4, and 5 are going to be the full convert, and then 6 is when it goes to the half top.
So 6 must have been when Jaws came out, because he had a roof on his. You remember?
I do, but his first one is a full top.
Is it?
Yep. Full top convertible. Yep. I think his first one is a 3-4.
I don't remember that. I always thought it.
We're
going
to pull it up when we get out. I think it's the.
I think you're wrong on this one.
What are we going to bet?
Yeah, there's no way.
We're going to have to bet. We're going to have to bet.
This is like me betting you on something billet.
Yeah.
So what do you want to bet?
I'll tell you what. I've watched Jaws a lot. There's somebody out there that knows this, but there is a metal roof on the first Jaws truck.
I think he's wrong.
Hey, Goose.
Google that. Somebody's got to Google it.
Pull up the Amity Lane PD or whatever K5 Blazer, and then don't show us until I get the actual bet, a 6-pack of Mini Googles or. I get
some
cheese
spotted
curd.
cow
I
from
get some
Wisconsin.
cheese curd
We'll send you
mailed
some
to my
spotted
house.
cow.
Yeah,
Because I love cheese curd.
Oh, a full cow. A full cow.
Yeah,
We need a heifer for around.
Whether it's got a completely
Yeah.
to the windshield back or if it's got a metal roof on the cab.
Yep. I think it's a 3.4 just based off the grill is what I'm thinking. And that 3.4 is going to be a full top 5. The cool thing about 5 is a 5 because a lot of times what they do, if you think about GM and at least kind of the SUVs, they go in, well, even the trucks, but they'll go in 2 years. So like a 67, 68 truck or a lot similar. Yeah. And then the 69, 70. Oh, that cheese is going to be so damn good. Hold on. So this is,
come on.
Yeah, well, this one isn't, this could be a repop, but that's full top. We needed full.
That's not the truck. His is blue.
No, the one is, it's gold. Pull up from the movie.
Boy, is he really
Movie
off.
Jaws.
Blazer.
So, the 5.
This is blue and white. I'm telling you.
I think the one I'm thinking is gold.
No, it's blue and white.
You watched it more than me, but I think it's a full convertible. So here we go. We've got all kinds of our research sector. Jaws 2.
That's Jaws 2. I'm talking the first Jaws. Come on, bring it back.
Fired up. So the cool thing about 5,
I'm sending beer all the way out there.
There might be beer and cheese curd on this. We got our data center looking into it right here. I think the first one is gold. Is what I kind of remember. It's kind of a goldy. So you're back into you're into Jaws 3, 4. And
you weren't even born when that movie's out. You don't know shit.
I wasn't. I think when did it come out? 69, 70? Yeah. But it doesn't mean I didn't watch it.
Oh God, you guys.
All right, where we go? 75. 70. A cool thing about 75 is that the emblem and the grill is only 1 year because they switched at 76. So a 75 kind of stand alone on its own because a 75 is the last year they did the full vert. I think they did it for safety. That's why they said, hey, we got to go back halfway. And the nice thing about that is I think we all like the freedom of having the full top. But the nice thing about having a half top 76 is for Arizona is your bald head isn't getting pounded. Yeah. And then the wind and the eddying and stuff like that.
Plus weren't they really trying to keep up with the Bronco
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a really cool story about that too. The GM guy that came out with the Bronco or the Blazer, his name was, I think, Paul Hitch. And he was the lead engineer back then. And he said, how do I make a Bronco to compete? And they said, well, can't retool for a whole new rig. And he said, just use the truck from 69. They were going to do a 68. There is a prototype picture of a 68 Blazer. They made it in 69. They didn't do it. Because the 68 would be a 1 year only because of that slope front hood of the 68. Yeah. So there is a prototype picture you see, like the black and white prototypes. But he said, it was really cool. He said, just use the truck. And they said, you're only going to sell like 300 or 400 of those. And then obviously in 69, they couldn't keep up. And then from then, the Blazer took on a whole new life of itself. And that's where he came up with just using the tooling from the truck, adding the short wheelbase, and making it the SUV that we all know today, the Jimmy or the Blazer.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's your thoughts on the new Blazer over here? Have you looked at it? GM?
Yeah. I don't know.
Look at those eyebrows.
The reason I bring that up is because the pictures I've seen of the Bronco, the remake Bronco, it's pretty spot on.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering how you fight that off on the GM side.
Well, it's like they did that with the cars too, right? We got to see that restoration style, the Camaro. Obviously, Dodge just killed it. The Mustangs. Yeah. And you think, come on, and a lot of the interweb stuff and the keyboard warriors are going crazy.
Sure.
Yeah. You think, hey, you did it so right.
Right.
Just like you said, well, these are fun to restore a Blazer. They already did everything so right.
The pieces are already there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see what Chevy. I'm not even a big fan of the new 19 trucks, so we'll see. I don't know. What do you guys think?
You know, I'm a big fan of the new Bronco. I think the bean counters got to it a little bit from what I first seen, but pretty cool truck.
The Blazer, we leave it at that.
Yeah. Well, I think the old school Blazers will continue to be popular because if you come out with something that's not perceived quite to the way or the expectation that you would want, and you can get a retro rad Blazer from Ringbrothers or your local builder, then why not?
Well, I'll tell you what, if they do another Jaws in 2020, they're going to use the Bronco.
Well, it'll be a full convertible, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Another Jaws. Another Jaws.
That's a good one.
I missed that one.
It went right over.
Right over me on that one.
So let's talk a little bit about the Seeker. If you guys haven't had a chance to check it out, it's right behind that low car sign over there. The Ringbrothers built a 1971 K5 Blazer. Jim and Mike and I were talking last year about this Blazer and about these builds. The customer's happy. You guys kept the grill. You kept a lot of the lines. You got some 17-inch wheels here, circle racing.
Yep.
A lot of the class. I will tell you, now I didn't look at the brand, if they're the amp steps or just whatever stamp.
They were an amp step.
Oh, you did a good job.
Yeah.
That is that right there. I mean, as I get older,
I know.
I'm like, to have an amp steps on an old Blazer is really rad, and it looks really, really nice the way you guys did
Well,
it.
thanks. Yeah, next year, the one we're building, I don't know, I think you're going to have to throw a rope out of it to get in it. I'm this way about it. I don't know if he told you about the 71 we're building next year.
I've seen some pictures. We went back and forth on some pictures.
Yeah.
There's really none out there on this one yet. But
No, this was behind the scenes stuff.
Oh,
so,
he showed you the one rendering that we were doing?
Yeah. We
So
went back and
we're a
forth
little-
on that.
it looks completely different than that. But,
Okay.
But
More than 6 inches.
Oh, it's got 38s on it.
Wow.
it won't have them on there.
I won't let him.
So
Let it
let
in.
me. It's PPC, a guy named Richard. I wish we would have had a chance last year. I'll show you some pictures of a guy that built one last year. He was here in one of the wheel booths. Very, very powerful, full travel K5 Blazer.
Yeah, that's
And
what this is.
it was well received at the time. Again, though, this would be a 90-degree turn from what we're used to. So you guys are throwing us all off, which is cool, and it's exciting to see what you're doing next. We're stoked that you're in the C10, K5, K10, realm of things, and honored. But I think there's always going to be a market for rad stuff. You guys you're like, well, should we do that? Should we not? I think the level that you do things, the tastefulness, the lines, the cleanliness, when you do that, I think you're always going to be okay. I'm not paying the bills.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not paying the bills.
It's tough to get somebody to put that kind of money in a four-wheel drive. It's weird to me, though. Personally, I'm more of I wouldn't even really want a two-wheel drive because I guess where we grew up, you always wanted the four-wheel drive truck. So for me, it's like a no-brainer. Two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, it would always be a four-wheel drive, even in a C10, which is probably not the norm, but it's more of who I am is what I would want,
Well, and like we talked about last year, I'm a kid from Montana. There's not a lot of two-wheel drives. I mean, there's a lot more four-wheel drives.
That's all you knew.
And the Blazers, when I was a kid, we had a 73, 74 Blazer. That's what we had. And my dad had a big old truck, and you just had big old trucks. So I think the demographic of where you live.
Absolutely.
There's no doubt. I mean,
we didn't even know they made, and probably not even that long ago, that they made a two-wheel drive Blazer. I mean, we just didn't realize they would even make such a thing.
when you get the snow like we get and you want to get to your girlfriend's house, you ain't getting a two-wheel drive.
I didn't make it last night, babe. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That ain't happening. We're making it.
Mike
Jim-
bought the two-wheel drive. I always had the four-wheel
Yeah, that's
drive.
right. You could make it to both girlfriends' house.
He did.
Jim's cheating on me. He didn't make it last night. I'm telling you, I got stuck. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. So we're thinking, okay, so you guys got a few builds coming back in 19.
Yep.
Already ready to go?
Yeah,
Shop's
we're in
busy?
the middle of the second K5 and fully digital Camaro, which you guys probably don't care about.
Oh, we
and,
care about.
Oh, we care about.
And kind of the year of the 69 next year. Charger, Mustang, Camaro. We could even say the Blazer was a 69 for where
Nobody's
we're
gonna
going
know the
with it.
difference. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. That would be
Wow.
that kind of makes sense. I mean, what a cool theme to go back to what would be, in my mind, could be, I guess, close to, if not the greatest year for all that automotive.
Absolutely. And 50 years of all that. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah. And looking back at how many amazing years of modifications, aftermarket products, and things that have evolved from, let's say, a Camaro, a Challenger, a Charger, a Blazer, whatever it is, to go back to that time and say, look at the history and the lineage of all the stuff that has happened in that time frame, and how can we restore or resto mod or improve on those builds.
Yeah, it's hard to be creative. I mean, you look around, you've seen it all. You come here and it's wow.
No.
Yeah,
no. I mean, come on. You walk through the front, and the first two cars you really see are your two guys' cars. And those are pretty unbelievable, and you have a ton of people taking those pictures. And me just looking at those cars and seeing how many slight things that you did, the Pantera doesn't even look like a Pantera. It's a Ferrari, really. I mean, it's a beautiful car, and the Javelin that you guys made it look, it's futuristic. It doesn't even, the car didn't exist, and you created it. It's pretty incredible.
Well, thanks.
Thank you. But
it's we just do what we like.
We got a lot of good people at our place that like what they do. So if I could get them to quit smoking, we'd get a lot more done.
Smoke breaks. It's hard because some of the stuff we talked about last year, I don't want to reiterate too much, but don't you think that some of that creativity just goes back to you guys, even like you said, working on your walkie-talkies and just the amazing level that between the two of you have, that you work so well together, and you feed off that creativity and the craziness. Do you ever come to a point where, Jim, you come up with something, and Mike, you're like, what are you smoking?
Shit, we do it all the time. If I go on vacation, he does what he wants, and when he goes on vacation, I'll come back. We'll say, there's no way we're doing this. There's no way we'll do it.
We're not doing it.
We're not doing it for 3 days, and it'll be done.
Yeah.
It's like,
when you feel that strong about something, you don't care what the other one does. It's not that often. It's usually on something that seems like a big deal, and it's not. So that's maybe why the other one says we're not doing it. But when we feel that strong about one or two things of a build, it gets done.
This Camaro we're doing for next year, for a guy from Belgium, I said to him, we're not touching the roof line of this car. We're not doing it. I'm not going to deal with the glass and all of the, we talked to Pilkington this week, we was over here, and asked them if they could pull off this glass and what the time frame was, but 2 windows is $20,000, right and left windows. And, of course we're doing it, but
yeah, it's a fully digital 69 we're doing. We're actually going to mill the whole car, but not stock, but not crazy.
It
either.
Looks like a Camaro. It looks like the car. But
we want to call it VIN because that's all that's left.
That's all that's left. A couple star plates in the VIN.
Right.
I like Vinny, actually. But.
What's left? Hey, Vinny. Oh, my God. I wonder sometimes if you think, when you guys are talking from the perspective of the challenging to be creative, if you ever, kind of know that the fact that you lead the way, or at least are considered to that level of leading the way, that sometimes you're like, do we take the gamble? Do we do what we think we want to do? And then at the end, a lot like last year, with the Javelin and with the cars, you do that. And then people just sit back and they're like, I would have never even thought, and they did it. And now people continue to follow your lead.
Yeah, and I don't ever look at it as that they're following our lead. I always look at them like, how the hell did they think of that? I've never looked at us as being the leader or that. That's not.
And that's a genuine thought from your part.
No,
I got to meet you, and that's genuine.
Yeah,
that is genuine.
You always look at what somebody else does in different eyes. You're like, wow, that guy's amazing. Because you couldn't have thought of that. It's like, so yeah, but to think that people look at you, I honestly don't believe that.
To be creative, you have to go a different direction.
Yeah.
And trust me, it don't always work. It's like, holy shit, what do we do here? But how else do you get to the other side,
I think you guys really probably had a good chance this week. Like you said, you kind of had a good off year to go and do more, whether it would be mingling or looking and viewing. And then what I think, kind of looking at your guys' stuff over even looking at the Blazer, is you might take something and not perceive yourself as being that creative leader, but you might take 3 other creativities, bring them into one, And then what you do is you have that level of Ring Brother-esque, and it's the finest of the detailing that draws us all in to the level of just jaw dropping. And that's what really kind of is the success of what you guys do. I'll take 4 of them, put them together, and then put our detail, our spin on it, our name with a cool R in the Chevrolet.
Yeah, that was Jim's idea. He actually had the other R look like it was knocked off and it was falling down.
I had it stuck off to the side, the GMR.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it going, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I think it's a win. I think, honestly, if the customer's happy on the Blazer, then that's all that really does matter. Yeah. But I guarantee, well, you tell me, how has it been received for you guys this year?
I think really well. And we actually made money on that truck, which is really fun. I didn't know you could do that.
No, it was like, honestly, we were like, God, we're only bringing the Blazer. And they're like, what does it look like? It's pretty stock, and we like it. Honestly, we would like it in our garage because it's like, it's what we remember it for, right? We felt like we didn't butcher it. I mean, I hope people don't think we butchered it.
Oh, no way.
I mean, but we like it because we like them. So you just don't have to recreate just to recreate. I think that's the biggest thing with builders is you don't have to change a grill, a dash just to change it. If it was cool, leave it cool. You don't have to do things that just to change, right? And I think we are as guilty as anybody of changing shit just so we change that, change that. But it's like, why would you change that? Why would you tear a dash out of this thing and put something out of a 58 Impala in it when, it looks good in a 58 Impala, but it really doesn't look good in what you got it in now.
Yeah.
So if we as builders can restrain from changing just to change, I think that's our fight right now is to really don't mess with what's not broke.
It almost might be a double whammy then for you because it sounds like you took a little bit of a turn by building your first 4-wheel drive.
Absolutely.
Your first CK10 truck and doing less is more.
Absolutely.
And you're like,
and
we don't
got a reaction that really?
And made money.
And made money.
That's like the cool part.
Nancy's like, woo! We're kicking ass, boys.
Pizza for everybody.
Oh, my God. That's good. That's good. So what about the aftermarket stuff? I know that's something that you guys are really, you do a lot. I've seen some of your products on different builds here this year. That's got to make you feel good that that's continued to evolve for you guys and, getting into new markets.
Yeah.
Yeah, the truck, I mean, I don't know what we're going to sell the hood that it's done for the new Blazer that we have. It's completely scanned. We scanned an original hood, machined the plug, pulled molds. I mean, I'll guarantee it's the nicest fitting aftermarket hood out there, and I'm confident.
And did you use that hood on this?
No, it's not been seen yet.
It'll be next year.
It's basically
for
kind
the
of
69.
Well, for this 69, but it's made to use. It's kind of got the slope back 67 start with kind of the cowl for the 72, but then it has some other things in it. Hopefully, people think tastefully done, but
it has the egg crate grates that go into the top of the hood that mimics the grill, and
it's got another lined interior. It's all epoxy resin. It's not junk. It's not, and it's nice design. It's all machined. It's perfect. It's.
Nice
I want to
piece.
see it. I want to see it. When is it? When is that?
Jim can probably send you a picture of it.
Yeah, and then
it's done. We just
put it out to the world.
After this next year, we will.
Yeah,
but we probably will sell about 3 because they're pretty pricey.
I'm sure. The way you're describing it, I'm thinking it might be a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I don't know if it's going to be Camaro glass, 20,000 a pop, or
no, not that, but still 3,000, $4,000. It's a Blazer price on a hood.
Does it ever surprise you when you talk about from the monetary perspective sometimes how much stuff does cost and that people still come through? And
them mirrors we built, them carbon mirrors, that crazy mirror, they're so expensive to manufacture, and God, we sold a pile of them things.
But it's just like if you build, it's amazing that people would spend that much. I mean, it boggles my mind. I mean, and for us to build a hood the way we're talking, at least $35,000 in our cost to build it.
Yeah. So you're in that investment for a while to try to,
right.
Yeah.
Even with that, we've never really broke even on it. We're just lucky enough to have customers that allowed us to we'll back off on some of our design or whatever to create this. Hopefully we get a residual and bring his cost down too.
Yeah.
So
we could make it a lot cheaper.
Well, that's probably challenging as well. You're like, we're not
like, I'd buy it if it was $1,000, right, or $800, but
you can't
you're going to have
you can't make it
out
for
there
that
for $800.
To your level, you cannot.
You can't. Not good quality epoxy, and it's just you can't because everything's done by hand. There's no fast way of mass producing.
Yeah.
If I build 20 or 100, it's the same cost. There's no way to speed up hand process.
And that's got to be the struggle, because you're like, it's a hand built piece. We're putting our name on it. We're not building, a POS.
Right.
We're building it right. And like you said, we may never recoup that.
You'll never.
But once our name goes on that, we have other ways to do what we have to do to keep
But that's also a good thing in a way that they know that they buy one, they're probably not going to see another one at a show, right?
Which people like.
Right.
Yeah.
And when people start adding the numbers to what it costs to make them a steel one-off hood, they're in that ballpark anyway, right? It's just one thing about shelling it out all at once or a little at a time.
What's next for you guys personally, a build? Do you guys have anything that, you guys are really getting these Blazers going. I'm thinking I might see a cool
Volkswagen Beetles.
Yeah. Driving to your girlfriend's house and that.
No, I've never, believe it or not, I'm doing
two of them.
I've never driven a Beetle.
You said that to me. You wanted to do a Beetle.
Yeah, and we bought two, but I bought a 57 last year oval window, and we got the chassis all done. It's done, and I've got all the bodywork on the Beetle done. We'll probably paint it soon. I'm so excited by a completely stock too. It's like bone stocker. It's called the Gava Green.
Interior.
Originally Gava Green.
Oh, wow.
Red guts.
Red interior.
Yeah.
And the only thing we did was found a donor car and put the sliding roof in it, because I thought we had to have that. Other than that, it's bone stock, chromed everything. Didn't buy any aftermarket handles or re-chromed everything.
Stock height
And everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
all that can change, but it's like, it's like, I just think they're cool. I've never driven one. It'll probably be about, okay, now we're done. But putting it together, it's just.
How different. To think those are like little,
Shit
erector
boxes.
sets
compared
to some of the stuff you guys
But it's
have
so
built,
damn fun.
And you get this Volkswagen. I'm completely thinking there's no way they actually have a Volkswagen that they're going to drive in the snow to their girlfriend's house, but they're doing it. And I'm thinking that's like a lot of people learn on VWs.
Absolutely.
A lot of your buddies and your friends. It's like, it's so cool to think that's what you guys, you go to that, and it's almost got to be like the Blazer, where it's like, hey, this is just fun. We're just
absolutely.
in the garage, and mom's screaming to come eat the meatloaf.
Yeah.
Jim, Mike, get your ass in here. It's time for dinner.
Yeah. Well, it's almost like brings you back to the roots again. It's like, shit, the guy in the garage is having this much fun. You know what I mean? It's like,
remember when we used to have this much fun?
Yeah.
Well, the other one, we're putting Audi TT all-wheel drive under it, so that's our four-wheel drive Volkswagen.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that'll get you anywhere.
And that's just in the spare time of these other ones. So
yeah, you probably won't see it, but it's in our head.
So right now, 5 builds, 6 builds going.
I don't even know. Yeah, and we don't have builds that are in our shop for a year, 2 years max. So we don't. You see a lot of shops. I got 20 cars lined up.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, 20 years of. How did they ever get them done? I don't care who it is, but they do. But we can't. We really try to focus on what's ever in there and get it done. We're afraid somebody's going to come up with the idea we had, so we want to get it out the door.
Well, that
quick.
does seem to be the thing where you stack them up really deep.
Oh, yeah.
You're so stressed about.
Well, it's easy to probably for us because
we don't have enough brain cells to concentrate on that much.
Plus, it's nice when you get that money down payment. It'd be easy to spend Peter's money and then. You don't have enough to do Paul's.
A lot of people do that, right?
So
they're a couple builds behind. But their wife.
They always think the next one's going to heal it. And like you said, we finally made money, so we're not dumb enough to know to take a bunch from a lot of people. And
you've learned how far in advance does it take to get a build from you guys? What's something like that look at?
Well, honestly, last year we were slow, and everybody thinks, oh, the Ringbrothers. It's like no, and we do anything. We paint collision. We
We'll
do
paint your
whatever,
dumpster if you
Yeah,
pay
they'll
it.
Right.
paint everything.
Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, I
Back
painted
to making
some.
money.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
last week, we painted some ducting for a guy that came in just because he wanted some ducting painted.
Yeah, but it still has the Ringbrothers thing on the corner. Like that's the best.
That damn
ducting in the whole
logo
state.
costs me too much. Everybody's like, "Can I have one?" I'm like, "They cost me $300 to make one. I can't give it to you."
How much was your ducting? It was like $854, but it's got the Ringbrothers thing right
Got
there.
the logo
We
on
killed
it.
it.
Actually, we did a mailbox this year too.
Yeah, that's true.
Our well-to-do guy comes down. He says, "Hey, can you paint my mailbox?" And I says, "Why don't you just go buy a new one?" He says, "Well, I paid a lot of money for this mailbox, and I really like it, and it's kind of a Frank Lloyd Wright design." And I says, "Yeah, we'll paint it for you." And he didn't even ask, but I got to put the first bill in his mailbox, and I guarantee you he should have bought a new one. So I handed him the box, and the bill was already in there, and I had the thing up.
You've got mail.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's good. So you're staying active. The aftermarket stuff's going well. I mean, really,
Could always be a little faster at creating, but the one-off stuff just pushes that away. So that's the fight.
I always think, how do you keep that balance between, let's just say the 5-6 builds, the aftermarket stuff, the ingenuity, all the different things you guys have
and
going.
the collision business that we're on top of that. So
It is difficult, and honestly, it's all about our employees, and they're the ones that really, after a while, just ignore us and do what they know they need to get done.
Is that hard keeping up with like what I hear from a lot of the builders in Phoenix and even here this week is just labor. It's hard to keep up with the skill, the labor.
Oh, yeah.
And then on the collision side, which we know, I mean, in the automotive world, you're going to make money in the collision, right?
Right.
You make the
The way it
money.
is.
We got to make the money.
Yeah.
We got to
Right.
keep the lights on.
Yeah.
We got to keep cranking, and then we can have fun on this side of the shop.
Exactly.
And,
That's
and
what
get a taste of it.
got us to where we're at. Yeah, absolutely. It's a juggle, but Jim and I have been juggling for 25 years. We'll be juggling for another 25, and that's just what we're meant to do, I guess. Juggle.
Good. Well, we're
That's awesome.
glad that you're here and you're juggling and you're. I think it's awesome that you did get into the K5 stuff. I think that it's for you guys that you were able to maybe have a down year, if there is such a thing. Classic to think that we only brought one and it was extremely well received, but we had a down year.
Yeah.
So that's
So it was that part's really cool. And by the way, my son that I'm finally getting off payroll out of college is moving to Scottsdale. So I need you guys' number so I
yeah.
got somebody that can watch over
we can
him.
keep a close eye on him. What's he gonna do?
He's construction management for a company called Southland, and
That's a good place to be in construction
Yeah.
management. A lot going on there.
right now it is.
Yeah.
He'll have his uncle there. His uncle's there.
huh?
His
Yeah,
uncle's there.
yeah. We got some other family there, but I need somebody that really knows what's going on.
Cool. Well, we'll get him at the fire station. He can come down and hang out. And we'll keep a close eye.
That
on
would
him.
be awesome.
Yeah. I got a 16-year-old I might send up to you guys, and you can put his ass to work.
Yeah,
We'll keep a close eye on him.
Yeah, we have a guy at 3M. He's got a son that's 15. His name is Nate. Just a nice kid, but you got to teach him how to sweep and everything. And
Yeah.
at the end, we called him, God, Nate, you are so good at everything. We're going to call you Master Nate.
I'm thinking what you guys should do. We'll make a little billet attachment that goes on a broom and it'll hold an iPhone 8
Yeah.
so the kids can learn how to sweep
point.
Hey,
while
that's
they're on the
awesome.
phone. And you're like, dude, I don't care if you're on your phone, just sweep the damn floor.
Oh, yeah.
I sweep.
And then the guy.
You guys don't patent any of that right now. All right, did we find out the conclusion? I'm thinking drum roll here. Am I the now? Hold on. Now, if I lose, what do I owe? Because I don't think I'm going to lose.
Well,
but,
I know you're not going to lose, so I wasn't even.
but I'm going to pay up. I did just get some
Probably
elk
some
meat.
more
I
T-shirts
could
because
s-
those
Yeah.
are nice,
Okay.
man. I'm
Well,
serious. That
I'll
black
take care.
one,
I'll take care of you
bitchin'.
on that.
The
I got some
radio.
Arizona elk meat that it's in
Oh,
the
there's
freezer.
nothing better than elk.
So I
yeah.
got some elk meat. So elk meat or cheese. This is what's going to happen.
All right.
All right. Did you find the gold?
It's not gold. It's blue and white. I'm
No.
telling you.
Okay, so I think we're going to have to agree to disagree, but this is exactly what I needed. This is the one, and it is a full top, so I won. Jaws, here it is right here. It's iconic that June 18 is both the anniversary of the premiere of the 1975 classic film Jaws and National Go Fishing Day. And here, the Blazer launched in 1968, which is wrong. It actually launched in, it's a 69 year. major overhaul in 73 when GM trucks went to the square body style. And the body they used was a 1975 in the movie. And a 75 is a full top.
And you knew it was a 75 too. So you knew. Are you kidding me, Jim? You really thought we're coming to C10 Nation and you're going to know more than the
You
dude.
wait till I pull this picture up. I'll build one of the damn things if I have to.
Good. That's the bet. You guys all heard it. We're here. He's going to build one. I'm thinking you must be thinking Jaws 2.0 or 3.0 or something like that. Because I remember seeing that, and that's obviously we see a couple Blazers. That's one of those iconic Chevy trucks that we see in movies, and we talk about that Fall Guy truck. You know,
I just got bitten. You know what? So
by Jaws.
By Jaws.
I am not that stupid. Whatever, brother.
Well, you know I'll take care of the shirts anyway, so we're good there.
I'm finding what I'm thinking.
Okay, you find that, and then we'll go.
I'm finding what I'm thinking.
All right,
that'll take a while.
We're gonna take this off the air. We're gonna go do some more bets and come up with some more stuff. It's always a pleasure. I hope that 69 will be here next year, and we could talk some more.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks for having us here.
With special guest Enrique too.
Oh, thank you for allowing me to be up here. It was a pleasure. Actually, an honor to be up here with you guys.
Thanks, buddy. All right, C10 Nation, we're out. SEMA 2018. It's finally Friday. Thanks, guys.